I hate to, but I'm losing my train here. We've got to ask the customer before we seal, is this to your approval? You can always seal after the fact. I mean, restain after the fact. It's much better to do it before. If you ran into a problem where you sealed it because they're off on vacation and you don't have them there, and they come back and they go, Joey, oh, that's way too dark. Can you lighten it up? Of course you can. Without hydrosealing it, just lighten it back up. It's going to react different because you're on a cementatious, porous surface, and it's going to go in. It's going to stain. When you get that thermoplastic sealer, you're going to be on a plastic. It's not going to want to dry as quick. It's not going to affect. Like, for instance, the orange, the blue. If you put it on a plastic surface, it stays the same color. It doesn't change. Whereas if you put it on cementatious, it changes. It becomes part of that cement, and the cement comes through it, and you get a merge of an effect there. So you can still do it. It's not the end, but I always like to say, let's get the final approval from the customer, and then you seal it. Then it's on them. I'm holding these because these are my more favorite things for measures. Like I said, when you got the blue, race car blue, one part of the blue, 48 parts of this, you got to figure out a system. Go get you some spoons and some measuring cups. Know that it takes X amount of these to fill up. How many is this? Is 50? What's the unit? Is it a half a cup? Is it a whole cup? You know, find out.
Spoon's just 1 ounce.
Well, no, but let's go further. Let's go up to 100. Let's go down to 50. Let's go down to 40, 10. You know, what unit is this? Instead of sitting there going 1, 2, 3, you know, like you're emptying the sea with this, you know, find out your equations there, and it makes you faster and easier to go. So, any questions so far?
You can stain and stuff, and you say like they're on vacation or whatever, you don't want to seal it. How long can you let it sit?
See, I would never do that. What is a potential there is, if you are on an unsealed unit, it can be further stained, albeit dust, Coca-Cola, suntan oil, water, bird droppings, water, and anything. So it's going to be stainable further. I want to stain, and that very day I want to seal. That's the way I like to do it. We're having a problem with the overlay right now. Same thing. A little bit of water gets on it, changes the whole XYZ. Now you're screwed. Oh, not really. You can always fix it. I think one of the benefits of this that we're in, and the reason that you're standing here is because I had a particular, and still do, a lazy thread that goes right through me. I'm a pool builder. I don't want to make a cantilever deck that's got to be perfect, because the water, when it comes up, it's level, and it don't lie. And if your deck's going like a roller coaster, and your tile's doing the same, I ain't paying for that, customer says. Oh, I got to fix that. Let's make rock. Rock is ever so forgiving. I mean, it is. If you have a problem with a rock, it's form, texture, color, and they're easy to achieve. What do we do in the form? Cut or mud. Not the end of the world. You don't like something, fix it. Texture you can go over, stain you can go over. It's ever so forgiving, and in general terms, it's not vertically plumb, it's not horizontally level, it's not it's not like a straight 50-foot run. That's hard to get level. It's hard to make straight. And how many of you guys want to do the countertops? If I do a countertop, it's like my countertop on the table in there. I make rock because it undulates. Oh, I've got defect over there, and you guys haven't saw it. You won't see it because it's part of rock, to be undulating and natural and random, and that's why I like rock. It's easy. We've got, what, 6? So we've got the orange, tan, black, OD green, not the primary green, white, and chocolate brown. What? Haven't we got one more color? I'm thinking. All right. Just for what do you call test here. This orange, to me, if you look back to the rust that we have, I like to take, and we're all different. You're gonna like one shade of orange, I'm gonna like another. But I'm looking at this, and I want to add some brown, maybe some black. I want to get it a little deeper rust. On the tan, this is truly a tan in my flavor. I like to darken it up. I'll use the light tan, but I use a couple of different shades of tan. It helps to take your eye off there's tan. Like the white. Remember what I told you about that one job we did, and they go, why'd you guys speckle the rocks white? We used one color of white. We didn't dilute it down enough. When you throw a speckle on or a stain, it's supposed to go into. and not lay on top. That makes it a penetrating, but it also takes away the awareness of the person that's looking at it. I don't want paint on my rocks. I want it to be stained. I want it to be unnoticeable yet detectable. It's an oxymoron. You don't want it to be obvious. So if you look at the varieties of colors of white, dirty white, meaning it's got like a brown or a black in it, a gray white, and a bright white. You go through and speckle those on, you'll get a variety of them, and it won't stand out so obvious. And the tan being another light color, I'll do that. But I prefer a little darker tan. You all will have a difference of opinion, and you'll migrate towards your own formulations. What do we do for how much? Usually 3-1?
No, 2-1 on everything except for the orange.
Okay.
6-1.
That's one effect. You can, again, 10-1, 20-1. There's a lot of effects, and as we go out there, we're going to do some of that. These are just kind of standard procedures. Skylar is the paint guru in synthetic rock solutions. I'm still a desk jockey. I don't stain that much. Maybe the booth out there I stain. That's about. I can't think of a thing I've stained beyond that. And that was done what, February? So it's been months. I'm going to defer the staining and let Skylar run it through. At the same time, we're also going to jump back in, and I'm going to throw some of my favorite things to do into rocks. And then again, you're going to develop some of your favorite things to do for rocks. And if you don't know, call. All right, Sky, you want to start?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Let's do cliff rock. Paintbrushes, new? Anybody? Am I blind? Oh, right where they should be. Yesterday I was seeing them. We've got the skim and the daub, which are two different techniques. On the skim, I really want a new brush. Really want a new brush. And basically, some pre-treatments we're going to follow through for first. But I'm just, because he's getting ready, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to put this in the stain. I'm going to try and get off as much as I can. Maybe I'll even take a piece of cardboard and get some more off. But maybe I don't. Maybe I just come in here and take it straight away. I can get some heavy skimming. Skimming generally, when you parallel the surface, you're going to find that it hits the highs only. And it is a vast difference from the daub. The daub is never done with a brand new brush because it's very mechanical. Even if you turn it, you're getting a line every time. So I like to get, if I don't have an old brush, which you shouldn't throw away your old brushes, I like to keep them because they get like what I'm making this one, they get all funny. And when you daub with this or a rag, you get a totally different imprint or an image. See that now? You dip in that now and you turn, you're not going to get a mechanical or a man-made. You're going to get a weird, like, you know those faux sponges? That's kind of what you're doing here. Now that gets valley and high. Not going to be like the skim at all. So those are two applications. And then Skylar, you're going to pre-treat this like you do the spa, kind of? What he's doing now is we do every time. There's a filter inside that cup. Again, redundancy, we're going to screen that. I don't want to run into a plug.
Nothing worse than filling it up and then getting a plug right away.
Harbor Freight gun?
No, it's
Yeah, right. I got
a gym
50
gun.
of them. JVC gun.
Yeah, it's JVC gun, man.
All right. All right, do it on the camera side.
Yeah. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I want to adjust my gun to a white fan.
You want to try it on this?
Yeah.
That's why you're over here.
Well, the first couple coats I'm going to do are just going to be pretty much a fog on. You get solid color on. That's what I like to tend to do. Just get a couple different solid colors on first as a base. So, got a nice fog going now. Usually what I try to do is whatever color I want the rock to end out, I'll put that color on first. So I want this to be more of a brown rock with some orange, maybe highlights in there. So that's what I'm going to do is paint most of it brown right now. I'm going to leave some spots just kind of bare. You know, you can keep those bare and they'll look a little bit different.